Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem. I'm Mashiach Yahweh Shai. It's your brother Gadol with precepts around the clock. All right, quick precepts for brothers who are married. All right, there's quick precepts for brothers who are married. All right, let's go to Ephesians. All right, let's go to Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 25. It says, husbands, love your wives. Love your wives, husband. How do you love your wife? Right? We know love is keeping the commandments. Right? So everything that's in the commandments, you got to keep when it comes to your wife or your wives. Okay? So in the law, it tells you what? That you can't lie, can't steal. Like, why would you steal from your wife? You guys are one. All right? You definitely can't murder your wife. You can't kill her. All right? Can't talebear against your wife. Go to other brothers and talk bad about your wife. All right? So that you got to love your wife, meaning what? Keep the law. It says, even as Christ also loved the church. How did Christ love the church? And he gave himself for it, right? He died for the nation of Israel. Right? That's the church, if you don't know. All right? So not only did he die for us, right? He fed the people. He taught the people, right? He was big brother to the people. Like he stood up for them. He checked the Pharisees, right? In the Romans, he didn't bow down to them. Okay, so Christ loved our people. You have to love your wife the same. All right, let's go to Leviticus. Let's go to the classic. Let's go to the classic in the law 19. And let's read verse 17. It says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt not anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So you can't hate your brother or your sister in your heart. So when you marry your wife, you cannot have hate for her, right? Even if you so-called fall out of love or you realize one day that she wasn't it. You're like, God damn, I made a mistake. It don't matter. If she hasn't committed any kind of fornication, then that's still your wife, right? And the scriptures say you have to love her. All right, so you can't. Let's read 16. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou sin against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. So you can't even go talking bad about your wife. All right? That's not how you do it. If you got problems with your wife, then you need to try to seek some counseling. Okay? Seek some counseling, get some help, and try to figure it out. All right? Verse 18, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Right? So you can't avenge or bear any grudge. You have to forgive your wife. If you expect for Yahweh Shai to forgive you, then you have to forgive your wife. You can't make a environment in your household that's toxic, right? You have to figure that thing out. You gotta figure it out and get back to how you should love your wife. All right, let's read Colossians. Let's go to Colossians. All right, let's go to Colossians chapter 3, and let's read verse 19. It says, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. So now you got your wife, y'all been together for a minute, and now you bitter because what? She don't know how to cook. You didn't make sure she knew how to cook or sew or any of those things, right? You didn't do any kind of courting. And now you got somebody that you're not happy with. Now you bitter, and now you want to hold it out against her, right, for something that you made a mistake on, right? You don't even want to take the time to try to help her get classes or introduce her to brothers, wives who know how to cook or sew. Or you just bitter. Now you're treating her like crap every day, right? Now you're making a toxic household, right? God forbid you got children and they have to grow up in that type of environment. All right, so don't be bitter against your wives if she makes a mistake. Maybe she's not the most thorough person, right? And she always needs some type of counseling, right? Or she needs directions. Well, that's your job. You the head. Don't be bitter about that thing, okay? Let's go to First Peter. Let's go to First Peter and let's read chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. What knowledge? Knowledge of the scriptures. Giving honor unto thy wife. You got to give honor to your wife. Your wife is the one that you chose to bear children with, right? And they're going to be watching you on how you treat their mother. It says, as unto the weaker vessel. Okay, she's the weaker vessel, meaning you have to be the one of strength. And so when times is tough and you guys are going through it, you have to be the strong one to set things right. Right? That's your job. And as being heirs together of grace of life, you guys are joined together as one. So a lot of the things that's going to come upon you is going to come upon you as a family. We see that in the scriptures. All right, that your prayers be not hindered. All right, so brothers, this is important. Don't be treating your wives, right, really bad behind closed doors, and then in public, everything's all good. Right? Don't be two-faced. Don't be a hypocrite. All right. Let's go to Proverbs. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 11 and 1. It says, a false balance is abomination unto the Lord. Right? So everything needs to be balanced out. Right? And my balance might be different than your balance. Right? What my wife may need may be different than what your wife needs. But you need to balance it out, okay? Just because you have problems with your wife, and God forbid you actually hate her, right? Or you bitter towards her, now you just avoiding her, right? You want to street teach 5 days a week. You want to do lessons 3 days a week. Plus you got a job or 2 jobs, and your wife, you give her no time. You got to figure out the balance where your wife is content, at least, right? The goal is for her to be happy, okay? So that you have a household that's full of joy and laughter, right? That your kids can grow up in, right? And be well balanced themselves. They can see how daddy loves mom. Mom loves the husband. She's in subjection, all right? And the father is doing the things that Christ did, teaching, protecting, providing. Okay, so these are the things that us men, we have to make sure we do when it comes to our wives. All right, it's your brother Gadol. I'm going to give all honor and praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Shalom.